Hello, it's Rob here and welcome to the third of my build series on the Absima AB3.4 4-wheel drive buggy. Today we'll be looking at the front and rear lower wishbones, A-arms, and putting the shocks on them. So without any ado, let's get started. The rear wheel axles, a lot easier. It's just really a simple case of pushing the bearings in, making sure they're as flush as possible, which is easier said than done. There we go. And for this one we can use the axle itself to help line it all up. I'm pushing it in, and again I've lost it there, there it is. Because it's quite a tight fit and they're not going to fall off, I'm going to put the 12mm hex adapters on. Ready, like that, and then we need to orientate this. This says it's the left side, I'm assuming this is the left one, although it seems to me they've got them the wrong way round, but anyway, I'll find out eventually at some point when I come to put them on. I don't know if you'll be able to see, yeah, there, hopefully you can see there's an L, and it's the same for the front ones. There was an L and an R on both the axle housing and the C-hub, and another error in the manual as far as I'm concerned. This top drawing shows to mount the ball joint in the top, this hole here, but when you look at the drawing close to, they've put it in this hole here, so I'm going to go with the top one for now. Once I've got the right nut spinner. And there we go, and there we have the front and rear axles ready, and I'll swiftly move on to the next step, which is the dampers or shocks, because they're already made up, although I've lost them. Oh, there they are. Come out the bag. So yeah, they're already made up. I've undone one, and as I said on my unboxing, I ended up having to use some spanners, and this is the same because I just can't get enough grip to undo them. But yeah, I've undone these, or at least one of them, and checked, and they do have oil in them already, so fairly decent amount of travel, and fairly decent, what's the word I'm looking for? No, it's gone, but yeah, whatever that word is, fairly decent. So I'm going to leave the oil in for the minute. No idea what thickness it is, so there's the shock absorbers, and I'll move on to weirdly mounting the lower wishbones or A-arms, and I'll get all the stuff and we'll see you in a bit. The first step in making up this front suspension arm assembly is to put on the axle, and to do this we need one of these bars and some E-clips, and it's a case of inserting it through the centre here, and we don't cut that off. There is part of the A-arm wishbone, and we simply pop it through there, he says. There we go. And then the tricky bit for me, even though they are quite big E-clips, especially when I'm on camera. Can he do it? Yay! There we go. Woohoo! Did it in a wanna. And there we have the front steering and wheel axle on. And then with these two pieces here, which are marked down as 1230196. However, there is a left and a right. So the pack comes like this, with one of each, or two of each side in each side of the pack, so you have to open both packs, or both sides of the pack, and get one out. And from my bit of testing I've done, I've determined that this lug here has to be facing, I believe, the front, like so. And then there's two 4x10mm grub screws that you have to put in. I'm assuming that's for travel, although you can't travel that far because of the suspension here, or the steering C-hubs catching. So we'll see how we get on with that. And then we've got one of these steel C-hubs that we've had in the past on Tamiya kits, but weirdly it all goes together before you put it onto the chassis. So I'm hoping I can do it a bit simpler, a bit easier, more easy. Oh, there we go. And there we go. Kind of all ready to be installed on the chassis. Methinks, possibly. And from looking at this, the rear is just the same, so I think I'll just crack on with that and come back to show you how we stick the shocks on. So I'll be back shortly. Okay, so there's a slight difference in the front to rear suspension wishbone A-arm things, and that's attaching the rear axle. We get one of these bars, and if you notice, if you can just see, yeah, there's a depression in the middle of it, so that just slips through the A-arm and the wheel hub and lines up. And then we've got this grub screw, and that just goes in to the bottom there. And I don't think it needs to be that tight, but just tight enough so that, like that, just so that it stops the bar from coming out. And then, to be honest, the rest is just the same, so I'll crack on. The shocks on the A-arms are mounted on the using the ball joint, and by using these 3x12mm grub screws for some reason. And in both the front and the back, it's advising you to start on the innermost hole. that's what I'm going to do. And there we go. You just tighten it up, and if I'm honest, I'm not tightening them much because I think if I tighten them any more, they'll come out the other side and won't be holding the shocks in very securely. But I'm concerned that because of that they may well come undone. But we'll have to wait and see. So there we have the 2 shocks, or all 4 shocks. So I think I'm going to leave that there, and so I think I'm going to leave it here and finish this video. Hopefully it won't be too long. I hope you've enjoyed watching this and all the insights that I've discovered, and but there we go, who knows. Anyway, I look forward to seeing you on the next one, hopefully. Thanks for watching. Cheers. Bye.